Welcome to Red Nose's presentation on setting up a safe sleep environment for your baby. This has been inspired by our latest campaign, Keep It Simple, Keep Them Safe. At Red Nose, we understand how overwhelming it can be to become a parent. Between the endless nights and the endless advice swirling around, it's enough to make anybody's head spin. Not to mention endless social media feeds constantly bombarding you with all sorts of baby products and images. But unfortunately, not everything you see and not everything that is sold online is safe, especially when it comes to sleep. Without the right information, how do you know what's actually safe for your little one? Well, Red Nose are here to help. To encourage families to keep it simple, Red Nose is launching their free Safe Sleeping, a visual guide for parents. It's an easy to use guide that has lots of images to help ensure families know what is and isn't safe. Today, we're going to discuss how you can create a safer sleep space for your infant. And we will be emphasizing that not everything you see on social media about your baby's care and products are safe or recommended. Remember, the visual appeal of a baby's sleep environment on social media, although it may get lots of likes, is not always safe practice. It's essential to prioritize safety over the aesthetics and adhere to evidence-based recommendations. So let's start off by finding out a little bit more about Red Nose and why we're here presenting this with you today. Red Nose is Australia's leading authority on safe sleep and safer pregnancy advice, as well as bereavement support for anyone affected by a miscarriage, stillbirth, the death of a baby or child. Thanks to the incredible work the team here at Red Nose are doing, we have made significant progress towards our goal of zero preventable deaths of babies and children during pregnancy, infancy, and early childhood. Red Nose has invested over $18 million in research to date, which has led to an 80% reduction in sudden infant deaths since 1989. So that's around over 12,000 little lives saved and counting. But our work continues today. Despite the SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome, being reduced by 80%, on average, over 100 babies still die suddenly and unexpectedly each year in Australia. And in fact, in 2022, there were 117 sudden unexpected deaths in infancy, otherwise known as SUDI, across Australia. SUDI is a broad term used to describe sudden and unexpected death of a baby where the cause is not immediately obvious and is inclusive of SIDS and deaths from other unexpected causes, such as fatal sleep accidents. Using the acronym SAFE when setting up your baby's nursery will help you create a safer sleep space for your baby. But before I break down the SAFE guidelines, I'd like to share Red Nose's Acknowledgement of Country video.
Red Nose Australia acknowledges the traditional custodians of the land on which our staff, volunteers, board and committee members work, live and visit.
We pay our respects to elders past and present, recognising their continual connection to land, waters and community. We acknowledge our strength and wisdom as Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. We honour our families and our practices that have kept us safe for many years.
Red Nose appreciates the sharing of knowledge and expertise of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples with their strong culture and traditions. Red Nose recognises the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples' experience of loss in many forms. Together we grieve the loss of our babies across this beautiful wide land.
Red Nose acknowledges our little bubbies that have passed away and acknowledges all those families that it has touched in their sorry business. We remember our star babies.
So keeping it simple, keeping them safe. Let's break it down to see what those safe guidelines to help create a safe sleep space for your baby looks like. So what is safe? Safe is supervised sleep in a carer's room for the first 6 months of your baby's life. Your baby should sleep in their own safe sleep space, such as a crib or a bassinet, within the same room as you, ensuring your baby has their individual safe space. By observing their sleep, carers can respond to their babies if there are any signs or concerns with any breathing, maintaining a safe sleep space, or any signs of overheating. Safe is alone in their own sleep environment. The safest way for your baby to sleep alone is without any toys, pillows, positioners, and nothing padded around the edges, such as cocoons or bumpers, and no loose beddings in their sleep space. This minimizes the risks of suffocation, entrapment, and overheating. Make sure your baby's sleep area is clear of any items that could potentially cover their head or their face. Remember to look around the sleep space. Is there any pictures hanging over the cot? Mobiles? Make sure there's nothing that could be pulled into the sleep space. Remember, keep it simple. Nothing in the cot other than your baby. Firm, flat, fitted mattress. Place your baby to sleep on a firm mattress that fits their cot or bassinet snugly. A firm, flat surface supports a safe sleep posture and reduces the risk of any suffocation hazards, keeping your baby's head firmly back and their airways open. Use a fitted sheet and avoid bulky bedding or anything that could obstruct your baby's breathing or cause overheating. Ideally, the mattress should meet the Australian voluntary safety standards. So what is a safe mattress? A safe mattress is one that is the right size for the cot, firm, clean, and in good condition, and is placed flat, not tilted or elevated. This will avoid the chin on chest position, which can lead to a blockage of the airway or increased rebreathing of air that is high in carbon dioxide. It needs to be the right size, so ensure that the mattress complies with the size and depth recommended by the manufacturer of the cot. A baby or toddler can get stuck in the gaps between a poor-fitting mattress and the cot sides. This is especially dangerous if their face is trapped and covered, or their neck is restricted in any way. Make sure there is no more than a 20mm gap between the mattress and the cot, between the sides and the edges. So if you were to run your finger along the mattress, they shouldn't be able to fit more than 2 fingers width between the bar and the mattress itself. Firm. Use a firm sleep surface that is compliant with the Australian and New Zealand voluntary standards. A soft mattress or sleeping surface can increase the risk of sudden, unexpected infant death if baby rolls over onto their tummy. Remove plastic packaging from the mattress and always make sure that the waterproof mattress protector is strong and a tight fit. Never put soft bedding under the bottom sheet, such as a sheepskin, as this makes the sleep surface too soft and too hot. A pillow, cushion, or sofa is not a safe mattress, as they too are soft and increase the risk of sudden unexpected death in infancy. In a porta cot, use a firm, clean, and well-fitted mattress that is supplied with the porta cot. Don't add any additional padding under or over the mattress to try and muffle the sounds of them twisting and turning in there, as this too will create more of a soft surface and put baby at more risk. Safe is environment. An environment that is smoke-free and comfortably warm. Dress your baby appropriately for the room temperature, opting for lightweight, natural fibre fabrics, such as cottons and muslins or bamboo, and avoid heavy blankets or overlayering. The goal is to prevent overheating, which is a risk factor for sudden infant death. Monitor your baby's signs of overheating by feeling their chest, like this, or just behind that space there. This will give you an accurate reading of what your baby's core temperature is doing. If they're showing signs of being hot, simply remove one of your light layers and check back on baby and see how they're going. If they don't feel comfortable to touch and they continue to be hot, please seek medical attention. As a guide, the room should feel comfortable for light layers of clothing. Consider what you're wearing and you basically add one light layer. So if you're sitting there and you're in shorts and a t-shirt, well, your baby needs to be in something similar. And one extra light layer. That might be a light blanket over the top, that's fully tucked into all 3 sides of the mattress. Now let's break down the safe guidelines to help you create a safe sleep space for your baby and reduce the risk of sooty. So what is safe? To help encourage families to keep it simple, Red Nose is launching our free Safe Sleep, a visual guide for parents. It's an easy to use guide that uses images to help ensure families know what is and isn't safe. Safe is supervised, alone, in a firm, flat fitted mattress, in a safe cot, in an environment that is smoke-free and comfortable temperature. But let's unpack some of the challenges we find. As new parents, as I said earlier, we're often bombarded with lots of images, social media. To download a copy of the Safe Sleeping, a visual guide for parents, please follow this QR. And to help us unpack some of those challenges of social media and marketing, to help encourage families to keep it simple and to highlight that not everything families see on Instagram or other social medias is safe, Red Nose is launching our free Safe Sleep, a visual guide for parents. This easy-to-use guide uses images to help ensure families know what is and isn't safe. Let's take a closer look and read through that together. You can follow along by scanning the QR code. So join me as I just go through some of the guide together, making it a little bit easier. All right, so here's some of the things within the guide that we do want parents to be doing. Making sure that the cot meets the Australian safety standards and that the mattress that comes with it is the one that is used. Alternatively, making sure that at least the mattress meets the voluntary safety standards where possible. Make sure that the railing is up and the mattress is fitted, firm, flat and clean, and that the bedding is all firmly tucked in with no ripples and no signs of it coming undone. If you decide to use a fitted sheet, please make sure that it is firmly tucked underneath all 3 points of the mattress. Alternatively, you can use a sleeping bag, making sure that it fits well around the neck and around the arms. This will stop baby from sliding underneath and inside and maybe even playing peekaboo with you. And sometimes if the armholes are too big, your baby can actually tuck their arm within that and get trapped. So making sure that it's the right size for your baby and that it's the right thickness for the temperature of your baby's room. Okay, what is not a safe cot setup? Something that is soft and bulky. So something with doonas. Doonas would be loose and they would also be very heavy and maybe overheat baby very quickly. No lamb's wool is recommended, no pillows, no bumpers, no mobiles or bunting, nothing that can fall inside your baby's cot or be pulled in. Sometimes it's tempting for us to leave a blanket draped over the cot or nearby that the baby can end up pulling in, but this would be loose bedding in there. So please be mindful that you really scout the entire environment to make sure that baby is left in a safe environment before you leave the room. Unsafe sleeping positions in a cot. Don't place your baby on their tummy or their side. Babies must always be put down in their cot on their back up until the age of 12 months. So always go put them down and then baby will find their own comfortable position. Until your baby is a very confident roller and able to roll both ways, then I would advise that baby continues to sleep on their back. As your baby grows and gets older and is far more confident, sometimes we can't stop them from finding these positions. If you're confident that baby can roll back, then that will be fine. But if you need to speak to us, please give us a call on our Safe Sleep advice line. Making sure that your baby is dressed in appropriate clothing. So remember to use those lightweight fabrics that have natural fibers. If you put them up towards the light, often you can see that there's little holes and you can see all the weaving of the threads. This means that the baby's body's heat will be able to escape through those holes and not keep it trapped inside, making sure it doesn't keep baby overheated. Making sure that baby's head is uncovered, so no hats, no hoods, no headbands, nothing that can also go and cover the baby's mouth. So nothing else in there, no pillows, no teddies, no toys, just keeping it baby in there, and that is all. Often you'll see things on the market that are things like positioners to keep the babies lying on their back, but these are unnecessary, and research has not shown that they have proven to help prevent or save a little life. Instead, they may cause overheating, which is not recommended. Sometimes the position of that might also change and it may become a hazard. Cocoons are also not recommended as they are very highly padded. Even though it may have a breathable fabric over the top, it doesn't mean your baby can breathe through those padded quilting. So please, no cocoons during sleep. Okay, so here are some of the more of those sort of images that we would probably all be liking. They look adorable and they're very magical, but absolutely not safe. So I'm sure you can start to see what I'm starting to talk about here. So this is more of an image of what is an unsafe nursery setup. Although it'll get many likes on social media, unfortunately, it's not going to be safe for a baby to be sleeping in. So if we have a look at the first one there on the left, we have obviously a blanket very loosely draped over there that could just fall onto baby or become a covering. There's also a mobile on top of the baby's cot that could fall down and cover baby as well. Making sure that there's no pictures or anything that can fall off the wall onto baby, and not underneath a window either. If you do have any curtains nearby, making sure that the curtain cords are fastened to the wall so there's no risk of any harm from that either. Also with that bassinet, it's just on that sort of rocking position. It doesn't look like there's any sort of locks in that to keep that a nice still environment for when baby's in there sleeping. The image on the right, as you can see, has some bumpers on there, which means that it is not a safe sleep environment. We've also got some toys in there as well, and luckily the netting though is further away, so if there is any sort of netting nearby, please do feel free to move that out of your baby's way. Some other unsafe situations that babies may find themselves in when sleeping. Here we've got a baby who is very snuggled up in their cot, in their pram, and he looks beautiful and he looks very warm, but he may be getting a little bit too warm in there. So having those sort of fleecy fabrics, they're a man-made fibre, very synthetic, which means that it will trap the baby's body heat, and it's very quick that they can get overheated. Unfortunately, over a third of SUDI cases show signs of babies that have overheated. So making sure that we use those natural fibres on babies so that they can try and regulate their own body temperature and allow that to breathe a little bit more. That's ideal. There's head coverings here as well, so they would need to be removed. There's a loose blanket over the baby, but he's obviously out for a walk. However, in this position, he does look quite young, and a tilted position will cause a chin on chest. Unfortunately, this is a very unsafe sleeping position for the baby. He needs to be in a lying down flat position. So if you are going out for a walk in the pram and your baby does fall asleep, make sure they are in a flat position so that their airways can remain clear, and of course, continue to supervise. Then the next picture, we've got a baby who's fallen asleep in the rocker, but I love how mum is asleep in the background there, and I definitely encourage the mum to have a snooze. But for baby, I would encourage them to be in their own sleep space that has been safely prepared. In this case, we've got a blanket underneath, which can cause baby to get too warm and overheat. It could also become a bit of a loose item if the baby was to grab the side. It could come over the baby's mouth or face. And of course, that creates a barrier and a restriction. So it's unlikely the baby's actually got any straps on in that space there as well. as well as being in an inclined position. And then in our other picture, we've got everybody having a sleep, including the dog. So that will be a very rare sight, I'm sure. And as you can imagine, that's a very unsafe position for everybody to be in. Having our pets around, as adorable as they can be, I would encourage that they have been safely tucked up outside of your baby's sleep environment. So always scout the room before you leave to make sure that there's no cats or dogs that have been left behind. And always put baby in their own sleep space where possible. This information guide has been brought to you by Red Nose based on our 6 safe sleep recommendations. To have a further look at our 6 safe sleep recommendations, please scan the QR code or visit our rednose.org.au/safe sleep and download a brochure on all of our recommendations and how to follow those. You can always then send them on to other people who'll be caring for your baby during sleep time. So that might be a grandparent, an aunt, an uncle, or somebody else in your community. To download the Safe Sleep visual guide for parents, you can scan this QR code or alternatively head straight to our resource page where it's always available to download. If you have any further questions on how to sleep your baby safely, please contact our team of Red Nose educators at our Safe Sleep Advice line on 1300 998 698, or you can email us at education@rednose.org.au. In summary, following the SAFE acronym along with Red Nose's 6 safe sleep recommendation provides a comprehensive approach to reducing the risk of SIDS and SUDI and creating a secure, nurturing environment for your baby. Remember, while aesthetics in a baby's sleep environment can be appealing, safety should always be the priority. Not everything you see on social media is safe, so it is essential to follow evidence-based guidelines and practices. Thank you so much for joining us here at Red Nose. Any questions, please do reach out to our Safe Sleep line.